Okay, now Dr. George Pratt just left here, and you can see behind me I have a little script. And this is the book selling script, all right? Basically what this does is it ties to the book promotion page, which has our author receipt reader attached to it. Now what is that? Well, I'll explain the mechanics of it in a moment, but first I'm going to actually go through the script that Dr. George Pratt and I made, and it's based on some basic, simple psychological selling principles. I'm going to go through it line by line with you right now, and I actually am projecting the teleprompter that I'm looking at in front of the camera behind me so you can read it with me and really get immersed here. This is a very, very important part of the process, and two scripts that I highly recommend you check out. I actually have transcripts of them, and you can watch them at any time, are Brendan Burchard's Millionaire Messenger and The Charge Book. Now, Brendan goes on and he tells a lot of stories, and he does talk quite a bit. Frankly, that's because Brendan's a darn good storyteller, and he does weave some fantastic life mission events and all sorts of things in here, and really talks about the bonuses. Now, with Dr. Pratt, the reality was we just didn't have time. He has a professional practice he's running, and we literally made this whole script in about 15 minutes from start to finish. The good news is it has all the basic elements in it. He did a darn fine job of performing it. It was really his second take, and he is not a guy who's used to being in front of camera. So I want you to know that this is something that you can model and use, and of course you can take a look at, we have a more in-depth script that breaks down and assists you in building your book promotion script as well. But I thought this would be a good place to start. It's a great way to wrap up this segment and also give you some immersion. So let's go through it step by step, and I'll perform it and deconstruct it with you, okay? So the first thing we open up with is a big benefit, a big eye catcher, which is how would you like to be several times happier than you are right now? Now, in Dr. Pratt's case, he can't make any claims because he is in fact a registered doctor. He's a psychiatrist. And so what I would have liked to have had in here is 3 to 4 times more if there was clinical data or proof, physical proof, irrefutable proof that he had that. But several times is pretty good. And the reality is, in his experience, I think I can say this on behalf of him, most people do see a multiplier effect, okay? So the next thing is something that legitimizes the claim. What if I told you it's possible and can be done easily in as little as 15 minutes, okay? Pretty good. The whole thing is you want to make it clear that what you have to offer is simple, easy to implement, and you're going to guide someone step by step, okay? You got to have some kind of a claim to open this up and grab my attention and say, yes, I want that. In the first 7 seconds, I'm going to decide if I want this or not. All right, next is the big intro. Hi, my name is Dr. George Pratt, and I'm the author of Code to Joy, the 4-step solution to unlocking your natural state of happiness. Good. Here's who I am, here's what I do, and here's what I'm going to give you. Now here's the next thing. We have to have a little legitimizer. This is where I'm the author of 5 New York Times bestsellers, or whatever. You hear Brendan talk about that. Brendan Burchard, author of the New York Times #1 bestseller. That's a badge of honor he can wear for the rest of his life. But in this particular case, Dr. Pratt's been on Larry King Live, MTV, and he's spoken on Ken Blanchard's and Tony Robbins stages. He's actually done some intros before. So basically, that's very important. You want to legitimize yourself. Now, if you don't have any cred behind you, that's fine. If you got letters behind your name, great. Or you just basically say, you can skip this phase, but anything. I don't care if you got a class ring, okay? There's something you've done that gives you some sort of accolades or credit or whatever it is. All right, next. That's the here's what I do and here's who I do it for. So, in Dr. Pratt's case, and I actually, some of his clients have actually told me that they work with him, so I know some of the names. He, of course, can't share these because, of course, he's got client confidentiality, but it's just I've bumped into them and we talk about Dr. George Pratt and they're like, oh my God, I work with him, you know? So anyway, Dr. Pratt has got some amazing customers and clients. So I work with the Academy Award and Grammy winners, Olympic gold and silver medalists, pro football and baseball players, high achievers and ordinary people. And then here's what's important. So basically you want to cast here's who I work with, so you're improving, increasing your value. You've got to be seen as the guru, the go-to person, the high positioning expert. But then we got to bring it down so we can cast a wide net. And for someone saying, well, he's too much for me, we got to say an ordinary people just like you and me, okay? So now he's brought himself down to a reachable level. I'm an ordinary guy just like you, okay? Very important that you connect And that way, if you do have the highfalutin stuff, but this is very important that you're positioning yourself so you're seen as being valued. Remember, you are the trophy. Next, that's why we have the trophy. All right. Next, what are the benefits of working with me and using my system? You're going to be happier. You're going to have greater performance, mental skills, concentration, and optimal health. Now, if I had the time, what I wanted to do is have Dr. Pratt tell a story of transformation in here. For example, one of my clients, I can't mention their name right now, is a well-known Grammy artist or Academy Award winner or something like that. Again, he's going to be able to, he wouldn't be able to mention the sex, but somehow be able to do something that wouldn't violate client, the confidentiality or whatever. But you want to tell a story of transformation. If you have permission, great. So, for example, one of my clients came to me clinically depressed, had been on meds for a long, long time, went through my system, and here's what happened. So you want to tell the story that I'd relate to, I'd connect with. And it's sort of like, let me tell you a story. Those are incredibly powerful words. Leverage them. Tell stories whenever you can. All right, now here's the next thing. For some people might look at this and go, oh, this is woo-woo. Well, we've got to bust those barriers. So what we're doing is we're overcoming objections. My work is based on science with clinical data supporting it. And it uses, this is where we kind of move on over, because Dr. Pratt's stuff, if you see it the first time, you're like, oh, he's doing this tapping thing and some visualization. You're like, this is a bunch. So I want to bring it down to earth. This is based on scientific data, all right? It's not a bunch of woo-woo, okay? I love feathers, I love crystals and all that other stuff, and unicorns and happy bunnies and so on and so forth. But this stuff's real. And I can speak for it because I've known Dr. Pratt and I do all of his stuff. It's amazing. Completely transformed my life. So anyway, that's basically what it works on. Science, clinical data, acupressure, the body's harnessing the body's electrical system and improving brain function and also decreasing stress and hormones. And that's what causes inflammation and stress in the body that causes us to lose our creativity and our concentration, become poor performers, increases our probability that we're going to get disease, blah, 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 blah. All right. Now here's the next thing. I've spent my lifetime working on this, over 35 years, and I've written 3 other books on the subject. Okay? So again, something about your history is important. How much of your life has been dedicated? I've worked with 500 patients. I've worked with 10,000 clients and customers or whatever it is. Give me a number. Okay? Numbers are important. Okay? And any acknowledgments, any credibility you have. Okay, back to this. And this is a healing and growth process that will work for you and help you be more productive, happier, and more creative. You'll notice it isn't nicely formatted or anything. Who cares, okay? This is one thing that I will tell you is I did write this out for Dr. Pratt because we didn't have a lot of time to practice. I prefer to use bullets because if it's a little more natural and back and forth, you're going to have a deeper connection with your viewer. If it's too canned, they're going to be like blah, 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 blah. People have a tendency, most people trying to read a teleprompter, it's bad, okay? So don't worry about that. All you're doing, and this is what I told Dr. Pratt, if you don't see the other video when we were preparing and doing the brainstorming together, I could see he was getting all tense and he's getting a little, because we're running out of time and he's like, oh my God, I have to perform. And and he's got his own pride, masculine pride here, and I just said, all you have to do is serve, okay? Just love them, okay? Remember what you're here to do. This is your life's work, this is your dream, and you're here to serve. Serve them, and bam, I saw literally his eyes just went shh, and his face muscles just relaxed, and I saw this smile, because it was like, I know I can do that. I am here for you. He became Dr. Pratt, the man I love, okay? And I know you can do that too. It's very, very important. So, now, it's made the claim. Now here's the gift I have for you, the gift that I'm going to ask you to buy in just a moment. I just finished a new book. It's called Code to Joy, and in it, I share a simple 4-step process that will help you be happier and unlock your natural state of happiness. Now, when you order the book, right now, notice that word, right now, not in a little while, not tomorrow, not next week, because the viewer is going to find every reason to not take action. You have to imply taking action right now. If you don't ask for it, they ain't going to do it. Okay, no asky, no getty. So, When you order the book right now and forward your receipt to the email address on this page, I'm going to send you a special bonus video, a bonus video, that will guide you through a process that will make you happier and unlock your natural state of joy. The video is easy. You can do it on your computer, phone, or tablet, and it takes just 15 to 20 minutes to do. Now, here's the mistake that we have in here, just to be fully transparent with you. What should be in here are a whole bunch of additional benefits and reasons why you want to do this, and all the things that I'm going to give you. Because right now, it's sort of like, I just told you about it, I told you to buy the thing, and I told you a little bit, but it's like, what? You know, you're pretty much just working on his word that this stuff works, and the fact that he's worked with famous people, which you can't be specific about, and that's just, you can't do that, right? So, the gaps here are talking about what you're going to get and how your life's going to improve. Imagine yourself being able to think better, improve your IQ. There's clinical data proving that this happens, for example. Imagine, I've worked with Olympic gold athletes who went from 7th place to winning 1st place over and over again because it wasn't their bodies, it was their minds. Okay? I've worked with business people. So what you're doing is you're casting a wide net with examples of benefits that the viewer could achieve with your product or your service. And for example, in segment 1, in module 1, here's what you're going to do and here's what you're going to learn. In module 2, here's what you're going to do, here's what you're going to learn. In module 3, here's what you're going to do. So guide them through, make them feel like they've already gone through it and are achieving and experiencing the benefits right away before they even place it. Okay? That's what's important. You have to put your reader into the imagined state of success ahead of the purchasing and buying decision. Okay? It's really not that difficult. And how do you do this? Here's how you do it. As a professional, again, you are a small business owner, an entrepreneur, author, expert, speaker, consultant, coach. Okay? You've spent a period of time, I don't care if it's 1 year or 35 years like Dr. Pratt has, or 50 years at your practice, you've helped a lot of people. I don't care if they bought your car, if you're a car producer or designer, if you're an Apple computer designer and you've been engineering computers or mice or remote control gadgets or lights, or doing clinical data and consulting, whatever it is, you've helped people achieve their goals and their dreams and seen some kind of improvements and benefits using your products and services. You know who they are, so you speak to the one. I always talk about this. Speak to the best customer you've ever had. The reason I've got Dr. Pratt here instead of just teaching this, the reason I'm using that is because I believe he's a very typical representative. A lot of my customers, my clients, are professionals just like Dr. Pratt who have for 35 years been doing a practice, so they're getting paid by the hour, even though in Dr. Pratt's case he charges a lot of money per hour, and because he works with celebrities and stuff he gets a lot of perks. Okay? But he still has a practice, he still has bills to pay, and he writes books and he sells them, and he speaks and he does events, and then he's got some of the celebrity connection things, but let's just face it, that's not where the majority of the money comes from. Instead, it comes from the books, comes from the royalties, comes from the advances, comes from, again, the hourly, but he's expanding. So why did I tell you all that stuff? Because I know, A, that if I speak to George, I'm probably speaking to about 40 to 50% of my audience. They're just like George. Next, by bringing George in here, I wanted you to see what it's like to be George. I wanted you to feel like it's George. And I'd even spend more time on that, speaking to you behind the camera, if in fact that's what I was doing right now. So that's the key. Why did I tell you all that stuff? Because that's what you're embedding in your script. You're speaking to the customers you already have, because they're going to be the people who are going to be buying your books and your products later on. So I tune this whole thing. This is a game, interestingly, of mind reading. That's what marketing really is. It's connecting on a deep level with the goals, the dreams, and the hopes of your customers and making them feel as though you are the one who has the solution and can guide them from where they are to where they want to be. And anytime you can allow them, give them the experience as if they've already done it, in other words, experiencing what's called results in advance. That's a Frank Kern term, by the way. They're going to go, wow, they understand me. She understands me. She knows what I want, I need. There's no reason why I can't trust. It's sort of like you've already delivered the experience that they're looking for. The only thing missing is what's the process. I already told you it's a 4-step process, it's a 5-step process. Remember, whenever we go back to author expert marketing machines, what are the 5 steps? A, you're the prize, you're the trophy. That's why we did this. Inside of this whole script, I've already embedded that for you. Number 2, publish. Okay? Well, whether it's this or you just take your little mini videos, the 10-10-4, transcribe and make your ebook, you can publish. Okay? That's been proven. Number 3, we got to have a product. Now, we already talked about this. If you watch that previous video that I did with George, we could literally sit down, if I just interviewed George about his book, went through the 4 steps, had an intro and a summary, we'd have a product in 4 hours. It'd be the video, it'd be an audio, and it'd be a transcription. Done. Sold with our marketing machine that allows us to sell our products, our mini membership site creator. What's our 4th step? Okay, it's promote. So we've talked about the promotion process. Part of the reason George is here is I'm going to promote him. Okay, and I'm going to promote you as well. And the 5th step is profit. So we've got some profit-making opportunities as well. We guide you through, guess what, 5 steps plus a bunch of bonuses on how you can profit from this. So getting back, just to complete this, into the mechanics. This particular script, this video that we made, will go inside the combination of the Amazon sales page or the book selling page and receipt reader. Now what that is, it's a marketing machine that's built into Instant Customer that you have access to. You can make as many as you want and sell your books. Okay, the whole idea is people watch your little video, they click the button, they buy the book, they forward the receipt, and then you give them a bonus. Now you're going to give them a great bonus, just like the one we recorded already, which in Dr. Pratt's case, he actually guides you through the process of achieving joy and happiness, just like he promises in the book. And he's also going to have a little soft sell in there to sell his product. So the process from start to finish is be the prize, be the trophy, and create those videos that you give away and put on your Amazon page and all the other places that traffic guys are broadcast to. We've published. Dr. Pratt's case, he's publishing this real book. He's going to be selling on that page. You forward the receipt, you get the bonus, and then we sell the product. Now this product we've designed, basically, it comes from a bunch of stuff that Dr. Pratt already has made. The good news is all we have to do is digitize it, put it inside our instant membership site creator that's built into Instant Customer. Again, you can create as many of those as you want and deliver the product. Great. And we're going to retail it for about $200 or so, probably sell it for $100. And then in the promotion, we've got all kinds of little promotional material that we have that we've already created that's going to be blasted out with Traffic Geyser and put on the Digital Cafe website. So product, the book, also George's events are going to be on there as well. So we're giving him access to you and our entire database, which will constantly be growing. And the 5th step is the profit. Again, by this time you already see where the money is. Selling the book, not a lot of money there. Selling the product, more money. Selling the bigger ticket events, maybe advanced courses or whatever it is, all of which, again, you can build inside the system. So I hope what you got out of this is an understanding of the step-by-step and see the relationship between how the script brings us to the final stage, the profit stage. So prize, the trophy, okay? Then publish you. We want to publish your work wherever we can. Next, product. That's where the money's at. Next, we've got to promote. No promote, no one sees you. No one knows who you are. No one's gonna, don't get the word out. Got to build a list. Finally, profit. It's combining all these things together. Again, we've got simple step-by-step strategies that'll guide you through that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.